So a lot's been said recently about how hands-on Coach Terry is. Can you speak to how that helps you improve as a player and how that's built camaraderie with the group?
Yeah, definitely. He definitely helps with a lot of our technique stuff, and all the ins and outs of each technique, and which whatever week we're on, he definitely puts an emphasis on the technique we do, so he keeps us prepared for anything that we might face, and just ready for any situation that we might face any upcoming week. So definitely does a good job on that part.
Anything else? Right here, James. All right.
How did you feel you did this past week? Because in terms of for your future, that was a matchup with Saka in particular that's going to get looked at a lot. How do you feel like you did against him?
Against Northwestern.
Yeah.
This past week, I think I did pretty good. Definitely got some technique stuff to work on. Um, Definitely was a lot of communication that we have to work on. We did a all right job. I know Coach Landon talked about the speakers, and that it definitely kind of messed us up a little bit as far as our communication. But I think we just got to clean up our hands and just the little technique stuff, and just be better and locked in on any assignment that we have, and just continuing to move forward with the same mindset and not plateauing.
Turn left, John.
You guys do get outgained on the ground on Saturday. Do you, as an O-line group, kind of take that personally and use that as motivation throughout the next week of practices to get ready for that next game?
Gotta get that one more time. Sorry.
They outgained you guys by 2 yards on the ground, but as the O-line, do you guys take that personally and feel like that's motivation for us and for our unit to throughout this next week of practices?
Definitely, that was one of our emphasis coming into Northwestern was to win the rushing battle and just to win the first quarter. And we won the first quarter, but like you said, it wasn't to our standard. So I think this week coming in, we definitely made that an emphasis to win the line of scrimmage using our technique and doing the best we can and just being able to move dent the line of scrimmage as best as we could, because like that's just where the game lives, just in the trenches. So it definitely was an emphasis for us this week.
Yeah, after the Oklahoma State game, Coach Dan Lanning, he talked about cleaning up some of the details, specifically some penalties on the offensive line. You guys had no penalties in this past game. What does that say about the discipline of the team, as well as how you guys are buying into what he's telling you guys?
Yeah, definitely. Like you said, each week we have a new emphasis, and we have something to clean up and work on. And coming out of that Montana State week, we definitely had a lot of penalties, and Oklahoma State we had way more penalties than we should have had. But just going into the mindset and looking over the film and having like a next play mindset or a flash stick mindset, as we say in the online room, and just focusing on where our feet at and the next play ahead.
So you're on the left, John.
When you guys say you are working on technique in practice that week, what does that mean exactly for you guys? Is that pad level? Is that being explosive with your hands? What technique are you trying to focus on to get better in the run game?
We focus on everything, but I think what's been our Achilles heel is the movement, because that's what teams usually try to do. They try to game us up front because of how much size we got up front. So we work on just staying inside out and being able to protect ourselves against different movements and stunts. We definitely had wide hands this past week, so we're working on our hand placement as far as like being inside, because a lot of the times we were kind of had our hands were a little wonky, so we do different drills like in the morning to like we warm our hands up using the med ball, different line games, like as we go, like we have the first five, and we go do our line games, and we just treat it like a game and just going through and taking our footwork, making sure our hands is right, and if something that needs to be cleaned up, we go through and clean it up, and just making sure we're looking over all the film so we prepare for the looks.
Anything else? John?
The line games is something I've noticed a lot on film from those other teams, especially in the pass protection. How are you able to find that chemistry with guys like E-Man and Poncho when you've only been here for, or however many months with them, but to be able to pass those off and work those correctly?
Definitely. Like I said earlier, communication is a big part of our game. And Poncho and E-Man, we do a good job. They definitely got some good mindsets. I think they have one of the top mindsets in the online room, as far as how they treat the game and their intensity to each day in practice or even each drill. They just bring it, and that definitely helps me to be able to work on my craft, because just looking at them and how they work, it motivates me, So just being on the same page with them and being able to just to understand each other. 'Cause I think we have the best chemistry in the country as far as the O-line. So just staying consistent with them, being able to bond on and off the field, is just little stuff like that that helps us.
In the middle, Mason.
You talked about them trying to move you guys around to take advantage of your size. Is that the most challenging thing, being your size? Like what's the hardest thing of being 6'8" and an offensive lineman? Like what do you have to overcome to be effective?
Definitely, it's just so saying that that people who are shorter, they have natural leverage. So it's just being able to get in the fit and just staying low, because it's just in all line play, all offense and defense, you want to have like great leverage when we're coming out of our blocks, and so we can maintain our fits like throughout the block, so we don't fall off or anything, or we don't get snatched a certain way. So I think it's just being able to emphasize playing lower and moving with fast feet, and we do a lot of strength training with Coach Love to help us with different stuff and like being stronger when we're playing lower. So I definitely give credit to Coach Love and all the training that Coach Terry has us doing as far as like our footwork and playing with inside hands. But
Back to John on the left.
You guys obviously have a lot of chemistry within the O-line room, but how do you find the chemistry with the tight ends and the running backs to be able to, work blocking assignments with them once you guys get to the second level? Because you're not, working with them every day like that.
We even though we're not working every day, we do as best as we can to make sure we're on the same page, whether that's the tight ends coming in. We do unit meetings, and then we have protection meetings as well. So anything that needs to get ironed out as far as like protection and who we're blocking in our scheme, we tighten that up during the meetings when we do meet. And even outside of the meetings, we usually have a tight bond with the tight ends anyway, because they're just basically an extension of us. So we have a good communication with them, especially the tackles. So we do a lot of work with them, like during the drills. We work different double team blocks, like triples and C's, just so we can see how it feels during the look. But yeah, we even though they're an extensions of us, we still treat them like they're one of us. So